For today's episode of Massive Epic Tiny Battles, we will be fighting for the Defense of Ryloth. We will be playing with the Chain of Command rule set and will be using scenarios provided by Gary Francis on the Star Wars Chain of Command Facebook page. In the first year of the Clone Wars, the Confederacy of Independent Systems invaded the planet of Ryloth. The only thing standing between them and complete control over the planet is a platoon of clone troopers led by Captain Keeley. They need to buy enough time for the resistance to get organized. This pint-sized campaign features 4 scenarios, and the clones need to hold out until turn 6, when the supplies arrive for the resistance. The clone force only consists of a single platoon, and casualties will mount up as the campaign continues. On the other hand, for the droids, numbers are not an issue, as they will be using a fresh platoon each game. For the first scenario, we will see the droid force arriving on Ryloth and beginning their assault. The area is slightly wooded, with some cultivated fields and a few farm buildings for heavy cover. This is a delaying action for the Republic, and the droids need to capture and hold the farm buildings in the middle. Let us meet our squad commanders today. In first squad, we have Blaze, bold, courageous, and fearless. He believes one clone can beat 100 droids. In second squad, we have Zephyr, a cautious and concerned clone. He is really worried about this invasion. In third squad, we have Copper, excited for action, eager to get into the fight. And in fourth squad, we have CT-2201. He is by the book, loyal and orderly. He enjoys a good read of the regulations. Then we have Lieutenant Lathe. He is loyal to his men but willing to sacrifice it all for the cause. And in command, we have Captain Keeley, who needs no introduction. We start off the patrol phase with the clones having 3 patrol markers 12 inches in, and the droids having 4 along the table edge. The clones rush their patrols forward in a hope of stopping the droids from gaining any good positions for a jump-off point. The droids use their extra patrol marker to gain an edge over the clones and find favorable deployment points. Here are the jump-off points, with the clones in red and the droids in blue. The clones want to make sure the field and houses are secure with their deployment, but also put 1 jump-off point in the trees to their flanks so they can try and catch the droids in the open. The droids secure all 3 other jump-off points in the tree lines so they always have cover. The game begins with the droids rolling and deploying their AATs on the table. The Separatist player also manages to secure a number of chain of command points along the way. The clone players, knowing the platoon is all they have for the campaign, are being very cautious. They also try to build up chain of command points, but with no luck. The droid tanks quickly make their way across the table, and a droid squad deploys and goes on standby in case any clones appeared. A second droid squad also deploys in hopes of marching around the edge of the table and grabbing the clone's drop-off point in the forest. The droid's AAT keeps making progress toward the buildings, and the clones keep making poor command dice roll. The droid squads on the flanks advance and are now covering the town. The caution of the Republic player is starting to lose him the game. If he doesn't act now, he won't be able to even contest this one. Finally, a die roll the Republic commander likes. He deploys his support rocket team on the flank of the AATs and fires into their side armor. The rocket has 5 armor-piercing dice to the AAT's 4 armor dice. Despite the numerical advantage, the rocket does no damage and doesn't even add a shock. The AATs, seeing a threat, both aim and shoot at the rocket team in the woods. The clone support unit is gone, and they lose 2 on their force morale. Knowing they need to at least contest this and give the droids something to think about, they deploy 1st and 2nd Squad along with their platoon rocket team, all within the 2 farm buildings. Getting first shot, they fire at both droid squads, but only give them suppression. The Force is not with the clones today, as their 2nd rocket also explodes and more side armor and does nothing. With nothing going right, the clone commander makes the call to retreat, but the droids get one more chance first. But alas, they are only able to activate 1 squad and 1 tank. Firing as best they can, they inflict no casualties, but do destroy the AT-RT Walker, which had just showed up. This is a solid victory for the droids, but also a moral victory for the clones, who didn't lose a single trooper from their platoon. Their men's opinion goes up, and the battle ends. This is the position they want to be in for the 2nd scenario. Thank you for watching today's episode, and keep an eye out in the coming months for a continuation of our Ryloth story.